I did a couple of drills today, and you know, and I know with Coach Brewster, they're not going to get off the hook all that much. So I think there won't be a big relief from their part.
So who approached you with Tim? Did y'all go to him? He come to y'all?
It was one of those.
I went to him.
You came to me.
I came to Coach.
It's been, I mean, to me, the last, whatever, it's been 72 hours or something like that, or what's after 72?
96.
96. I mean, it's just to me been kind of a blur of a lot of things going on. I'm talking to a lot of people, you know, while we're preparing for the season, while we're reviewing training camp, while we're still in practice, while we're getting first day of school ready, while we're getting organized, to kind of go through this process has been very, very difficult. And you know, I think you know, I think we're extremely fortunate to be in the situation you're in and have a coach the quality of Tim Brewster, you know, wanting to come be a part of it, wanting to step in and help in this very difficult situation that we're in, and you know, and for us to get the quality of coach we've gotten, I think we're very, very fortunate.
What's that like for you as a head coach to go? The last time we talked to you, you were like, it's a difficult situation. We're one man down to having a former head coach on your staff.
Well, it's great, and I mean, not just a former head coach, guy with tremendous NFL experience. You know, I mean, as coached at the highest level of football, and coached, I mean, all pro, Hall of Fame type players. I mean, they just that background. And any time, obviously, you get somebody that's been a head coach that understands what it's like to sit in the chair that you're in at times. You know, and as situations come up, it is always a great asset to your staff.
You haven't had that since Carl. It's kind of an interesting dynamic. And I mean, do you relish that, having that on your staff, or?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know what, I do. I think it's not something that you're going out and you're saying, okay, we have to have as part of our staff, but I think it's a great asset to have as part of your staff.
So is this both a short-term and long-term solution?
Yeah, that's, you know, when you go into it, obviously you're looking, you don't know all the options and what's going to happen for you, you know, but to get a coach of this quality for us, I mean, that's someone that, you know, we hoped into this for a long time.
How were the guys today? I guess the receivers with it at practice, and
I think good. I think they're excited. You know, I think they know. I mean, they're smart players, and we have a bunch of seniors, and they look at that, you know, the resume that Tim brings in, and how that's going to continue to help in their development. And I think that, you know, the fact that you got seniors, you know, 5 seniors that are great kids, they understand this is not going to be an easy situation. And you know, I think we're lucky that we have good kids that are older kids that are going to take, you know, instead of look on it, all they're going to look on and try is the positive and try to take advantage of every part and make this the best they can make it.
So when do you guys start getting into more game prep, where you start actually looking at Jackson State?
Well, we've looked at Jackson State, you know, as the staff. I think it's we're into game prep more as a staff in what we're doing and getting ready to go, but it hasn't turned into, you know, game week practice. You know, we're still trying to take care of ourselves, work on fundamentals. I know every year you're always doing things a little bit differently. You know, I know last couple of years sometimes if we had a short week or that Thursday night game, we'll kind of game plan that team a little bit this week, because you know you're not going to have time later on. You know, we don't have that situation this year, so it's kind of been a lot more just focus on us and working on our fundamentals.
So on that line, I think I remember last year you saying maybe that you kind of worked on the first few games in the off season in the summer, and then, you know, kind of reevaluate all the rest of them when you get there. But you look at those first other couple teams as
our
well?
staff does, you know, but we haven't, you know, a lot of times trying to incorporate that stuff in a training camp. We haven't done that. You know, I mean, our focus this year is how can we perform at our highest level, not, you know, get into scheming and game plan and all that stuff. Let's worry about our fundamentals, our team developing our players to perform their best.
when I talked to I guess Dwayne last year, Charrington, when y'all put him on scholarship then, and he was about as grateful as anybody would be, and talked about how grateful he was for the opportunity he had here. How was he this time when he found out the news?
To be able to stay on, I mean, the same way, you know, and I think that's a great thing to reward him. You know, you look at it, there's a young guy that was very grateful for the opportunity he was given, took advantage of it, but didn't rest. Dwayne, I think, has improved greatly from this time last year. Yeah, I mean, and you know, I mean, as developed into a guy that's gonna, play a lot more than he did last year for us this year.
So, today, the news came that you guys are cooperating with the NCAA about potential recruiting,
Irregularity.
Yeah, that's been going on for a long, right, over the last several months.
Yeah, I was wondering, you talked to the NCAA, even to cooperating yourself, talking
I don't
about
comment on any, I'm not, able to comment on any of that stuff through
Y'all,
JCA.
is Will Redmond practicing?
We don't talk about injuries, you know that. I'll give you.
Well, I'm
some-
not asking about injuries, I'm asking if he's practicing.
Is he
Oh, I-
practicing?
We don't think
He's practicing.
So he's practicing. I'm just, is he?
Is it an injury? Yeah, everybody's practicing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have
Oh,
your
it's not an no,
It's
why
not.
wouldn't he be practicing?
Because that was the player that Joe Shad
It's
identified
part of
as
the
being part of
recruiting
this
irregularities,
investigation.
Yeah.
it's being investigated.
So is he out on the practice field?
Yeah, he's practicing. I'd try to, put a little more reliable source.
Well, what, you know, obviously, because of the timing
I
of
think,
all this.
wasn't I guess I'm supposed to be coaching at State College, I guess, right now, too, according to Joe Shad last year, wasn't that the case? No, against him.
Well, obviously, because of the timing of all of this stuff, there's a lot of people wondering if Angelo Mirando's dismissal had anything to do with this. Did it?
I've talked about all that stuff, we
Right.
don't get into Angelo's deal. I said, at a time, we will get into that whole situation with him.
You had a chance to talk to Angelo since he left?
Mm-hmm.
How's he doing?
We fine. Great kid.
You talked last time about the young kids and the mental approach. How have they been since then, as far as scout team work and all that?
Hmm? The young kids it's a big time learning deal. For me, you know, I mean, I think today you got into it a little bit more of seeing them getting accustomed to it. We have a couple things we gotta do, you know, I mean, on Saturday, we're gonna just go with helmets. And, you know, 'cause Thursday practice, and this is a major deal that, you know, I've made this mistake before, is on a Thursday practice, you're just helmets. And if the first time you practice with scouts is next Thursday in helmets, I'm gonna be miserable. You know, because that is such a critical practice that you have to take advantage of that opportunity and be ready to know how to practice that way. And so, you know, we're gonna do that in the next couple days and give them the opportunity to, you know, go out Saturday, have a big scout period practice and learn how to do it that way. I've kind of liked how they've learned this week to do it, and they're getting it figured out. And, you know, now it's gonna be just understanding how to, when you get into the game plan aspect of it, you know, when you're kind of running, we've been kind of more running against our defense, you know, letting them call our defense and calling a little bit more of our offense. That, you know, if we get into somebody that's very different from us, that'll be the next learning step.